afternoon, guys.
Can you just talk about what you've seen when you go back and look at some of the recurring themes with the run game? Your biggest run, of course, was Baker's yesterday, but the rest of the game is what is still not happening, and if you think there's any progress on it.
It's the same thing. Sometimes it's a block here or there. Sometimes we miss the cut completely. Whether it's a lineman or a receiver, we just got to do a better job as a group.
What needs to be done in the red zone to turn those trips that were field goals into touchdowns?
Obviously, we got to score. That comes with execution. We just got to score the ball. It's got to be a focus all the way around. The focus is there. We just got to execute better.
Does it make it harder? I mean, you got first and goal at the 8. If you can't run it or don't try to run it on those 3 downs, does that make those windows are tight, or do you always need a stick throw down in there to score?
I mean, I think they're always going to be tight. I think the plays we have, we just didn't execute them well enough. We just got to do a better job coaching it and playing it, and that goes for both sides of the ball.
Are you considering any changes to the starting lineup at all on either side of the football?
Not at this time, no.
The offensive line, they had the penalties they had to pre-snap, the false starts, the holds they had. Is there something you point to for why that flared up the way it did, especially early in the game?
Got to concentrate. You only get about 12, 13 possessions. When you have 7 penalties on offense and you get about 12 possessions, that's about 60% or so worth of penalties. But you're starting behind the 8 ball, can't get going when you're playing backed up, trying to go forward against a good team.
In the big moments, your defense obviously has played well. It hasn't given up many points this year at all. But in some of the bigger moments, like with 45 seconds left, there seems to always be this guys just a little out of position or maybe not taking the wrong angle. Like, do they need to handle the bigger moments better? Or is it just a question of, like you said, concentration?
Need to handle all situational football games better. I mean, you can't play great, then have a few plays here or there to say if it could have been for this or would have been for that. Again, we can coach it better from a defensive coaching standpoint, and they can definitely play it better.
Atlanta's success on third down yesterday was more about having a lot of third and shorts. But for the season, your defense is now last in the NFL in third down stopping. They're giving up conversions at 50%. Last year, with largely the same personnel, you had a top 10 defense on third down. What do you think has changed?
It's not a good place to be. We gave up a few more third and longs than we wanted to, and it's either third and long or third and 1. Third and 1 is not a good percentage for us. Third and long we want is you think is a good percentage for us. We've been out of position here and there, and they've made a play or two, but we'll get better at that, and I don't expect to finish last there. We're working at that every day. We're going to make some improvements there.
I know you don't want to be in the situation you were last year, throwing 45 or 50 times a game, but you now have a year and a half of not being able to run the ball. At some point, do you need to say we're just a better passing team and we need to focus on that instead of as many running plays as we're trying?
I'm not focused on the runs. I'm focused on trying to win a game. So whatever that's passing or running, we do need to run it better. But if passing the ball helps us win the ball game more, that's what we'll do.
Short week. Tell us about your preparation for Buffalo. They haven't scored a ton of points themselves. What do you see going on with their
Still high-powered. Obviously, they got a lot of talent. Don't know what's going on exactly. We got to worry about ourselves more than we worry about them. If we take care of ourselves, we'll go up and play a good ball game. So they're kind of secondary at this point. It's more about correcting the things we need to correct to be a better football team.
The glass half full of not playing as well at home is that your team has played very well on the road. Is there something you think is behind that, or why you guys are more comfortable away from here and have had better success there?
I wish I could point a finger on that. A lot of people like to say you're the only ones out there, so you're a little more focused around each other, but we just got to play better. I mean, we got to play better. We've been focused at home and lost. We've been not as focused on the road and won, so it flips.
You said yesterday you knew what happened on the Pitts play at the end of the game. What exactly went wrong there?
We busted. That's something we talk about in the meetings. We talk about everything behind closed doors, and we get everything out in the open. That's no need for anybody else to know that.
Was it more of a tackling problem than a coverage problem?
It was a problem, period, from him catching the ball.
You went late in the game to McCullum in nickel and not Izzy. Was there anything behind that? I don't mean to ask immediately after about the Pitts play, but just in general, to shift to him and nickel and then what you were trying to go for there.
No, we were more man-orientated in the second half, and Zion was a better fit. We practiced that all week. It was nothing personal about what Izzy does. from a height standpoint, with the height of their receivers, we knew if we changed certain things that we could get away with it if they didn't notice it.
When you were 3-1 in September, you said, we haven't done anything. Nobody remembers what you did in September. And they had to handle that a certain way. Now that they've lost a couple games, how do you think your team will respond to this challenge?
I think they'll rise up and respond. I mean, it's a tough group in there. They have each other's back. We win together, we lose together. We have a short memory. We got a game to play on Thursday we're getting ready for. I think they'll respond good.
That 4th and 6 early to go for it there is probably more bold than you usually are on 4th down. Was there something that gave you a specific confidence or something you liked in that situation to go for it there?
Just trying to start the game off aggressively. You know, we were in that no man's land position, starting the game off aggressively, and we get a first down. It really helps us. It didn't turn out that way.
Anything specific with Baker these last couple of weeks? He's had a number of interceptions in the last 4 games.
No, it's a group thing. You know, they're not all Baker. It's as an offense, we got to get better. As a team, we got to get better. You know, we started out hot, and people start picking up some things on you. You got to adjust some things, and we got to come back and do some different things and try some things a different way.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Thanks.